early January 2018 when I didn't have immigration plans to December 2018 when immigration plan was the only thing on my bucket list. So I went from having an international passport to having my dog eat my passport few days after my Canadian application was approved. It's crazy. What's up guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, you're beautifully welcome, and if you're not new, you're beautifully welcome as well. Someone made a comment about that on my previous video, so everyone is beautifully welcome to my channel. If you are yet to subscribe, please consider subscribing down below, and if you have subscribed to this channel, thank you so much for doing that. If you enjoy watching this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, don't forget to share with your friends. So in today's video, oh my god, finally, so after the longest of time, I will be telling you guys my immigration story and why I decided to move to Canada from Nigeria. Whew. I don't know why, for some reason I've been avoiding this topic or this subject, but I think now is just the best time to come out and tell you guys what actually happened and why I decided to leave Nigeria. So the first thing is, why did I choose Canada of all places? It's no longer in news that Canada is one of the most immigrant friendly, or if not the most immigrant friendly country in the world, and people has been massively immigrating to Canada in the past years. So the first option on my table was actually not Canada, but I decided eventually that that was my easiest option. And looking at that decision now, I think I made the best decision, because eventually I came to realize it's only in Canada you have the chance of becoming a citizen after 3 years of being a permanent resident, and also it's only in Canada that would give you permanent residency right from your bedroom. Most other countries you would have to get maybe the work permit first, or you have to be living in that country, or someone has to file for you or something like that. But Canada is one of the few countries that actually grants you permanent residency from your home. So I decided to come to Canada. Okay, just a brief background about myself so that you guys can get to know me better and know how I decided to come to Canada. So I graduated from university in 2015. I studied from University of Ilorin. I studied finance. I had a degree, BSc degree in finance, and I also became a chartered accountant in 2018. I also had my chartered banking, that's Chartered Institute of Bankers in Nigeria, that's CIBN. I had that one in 2017. I had my AAT, that's Associate Accounting Technician, in 2013. So I was practicing as a chartered accountant in a Nigerian oil and gas firm. So there's oil and there's oil and there's downstream sector. So the company I was actually working for was in the oil and gas industry. That was where I resigned from before coming to Canada. After university, I had my NYC. Obviously I was working somewhere. I got a good job. I had a business on the side. I started my business since when I was in my final year in university. So yeah, I had a job and I had a business. So my finances, to be honest, was great, like awesome. When I decided to leave Nigeria, like most people at that time, most of my friends at that time were like, are you sure you're making the right decision, because you're really not doing bad here? And that's the thing, you need to understand your goal at the end of the day. If you want more money, then maybe not Canada, or maybe not this first world nations. But if you know you want like maybe peace of mind, you want your security, you want stable health, you want the best for your kids or for your family, then you would look outside of the money factor. When I finished my ACA and I became a chartered accountant, I made a post on Twitter that went viral, and I got a job offer from that post. I don't think I've ever mentioned this to anybody or maybe to people on live TV. So I actually got an offer from that post, and I did the interview. I also took the test. I passed. I was informed that you passed this test, and I was waiting for the offer letter. The first month went, the second month went, the third month went, and I kept on waiting and waiting, and I didn't get any feedback from those guys. So that was in 2018, by the way. And I had just recently gotten out of a relationship. Let's even start from this. So 2018 January 1, you know when you make New Year resolutions and you make prayers and say, oh, I want this for myself, oh, I want that. Like trying to leave Nigeria was not on my option. Like, it wasn't even one of what I was looking forward to. And you know how most people, when they share their immigration story, they tell you, oh, it dates back to 2014, it all started in 2015, it started when I was in 2016, blah 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 blah, and all that story. For me, my immigration started, like, the decision started late 2018, and the action actually started in 2019. So it's just last year I decided, like, that's it guys, I'm leaving. January 1, 2018, my new year resolution was just to get a new job, make more money from my business, get a dog, because I always wanted a dog pet, and to get a place of my own. And that was just it. That was my prayer, and to get a good boyfriend. So that was all what I needed for 2018 to be perfect. And the year started. Lots of things were beginning to go crazy in Nigeria. Things were becoming hard, challenging. I hadn't gotten a call back from the people that I did my interview and my test with. I was expecting a job. My current job was getting frustrating. Business was becoming hard. And things were just getting crazy. I had resources, I had finances, and the problem was what to do with it. Then I thought that, okay, so people have been traveling lately. Most young people right now in Nigeria, they are thinking of leaving the country. Why is that? For me, I wasn't even thinking of leaving, because I felt, why do you want to leave if everything is good for you? Like, what exactly is the point? I mean, I don't understand. So traveling or leaving the country was not on my bucket list at that point in time. But like, the way things started to go became like a mess. Then I started to read up online. I started to see that more and more and more people were looking towards immigrating, especially the people that you think they are doing so great, people that you don't expect to say they want to leave the country or they want to travel out. They are the one that want to leave. So for you to even say you want to leave the country, you need to be financially stable. You probably need to have a job. You need to decide if you want to go for masters. You need to decide on what exactly you're trying to do outside of the country. And I realized most of the people that were leaving were people that were doing great already. Then I just felt, okay, with the situation of things around me right now, I probably should start looking that way. And the same way I was trying to plan with my ex-boyfriend to leave, maybe I should actually take that plan personally. So I've always been this kind of person that when I get out of a relationship, I get sad, I get heartbroken, I try to channel that energy into something more productive. One of the previous relationship I had pushed me into making my business better and becoming financially independent, and yeah, I'm thankful for that as well. So when I got out of that relationship, I realized, oh, it was time to channel my energy into something else. Usually I'm always taking like professional exams, taking tests, taking this, taking that. At that point in time, there was no motivation to say I want to take what exam exactly. I already have my ICANN, so what exactly am I looking for this time? And I was like, okay, so what do I do with my life right now, because it's becoming a mess. Then what made my decision to immigrate out of Nigeria finally, or what inspired me, what pushed me there, oh no guys, this is it, was when in 2018 the presidential campaign, I don't know what it was called, they call it something, how can I forget? So when the presidential candidates, they all sit around the table and they talk about their campaign promises, their plans for the coming election or for the coming tenure and all those stuff. I've forgotten what it's called. How can I forget? So that discussion where we had Buhari, we had Atiku, and the other presidential candidates, they were there. They were talking about their campaign plans and the promises or the plans they had for their tenure if they become the president. And I'm like, no way. Is this it, guys? When I realized that Buhari was going to become the next president in Nigeria, oh my God. I'm like, cut that shit, bro. Cut it there. Like, after the last 4 years, this is the best we could come up with. Is this the best like presidential candidate we could come up with? We couldn't even think of anybody else to become the president to rule us for another 4 years. Is this the best, guys? So in 2018, after that presidential, I don't know what it's called, is it debate? After that presidential debate, I think it's debate. So after that presidential debate, I think I watched about 5 minutes of the clip and they were all saying gibberish. Or like, I'm like, no, guys, these people don't have plan for us. Like, I'm 24 years old now. At that time I was 23. Like, if I had 4 years to my age, I would be 27. So I need to wait till I'm 27 before we get a president that will probably fix all this shit. Then again, what if at the end of that 4-year tenure, the next president, that's the contending president at that time, which was Atiku, decide that okay, I also want to become the president of this country, and he decide to go again for presidency. What if he wins? That's another 4 years or another 8 years of waste of my life. That's if he goes for 2 term. And I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do right now? Because this country is becoming a mess. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any resolution anytime soon. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not getting any benefits. It's not getting better. It doesn't seem like there's a future here. And right now my finances are great, but I don't know what tomorrow holds for me here. So what's the plan? What should I do in my life? Then I went online and started reading of people's experiences, how it is. Lots of people were commenting after that presidential debate, and people were like, this is why people are leaving the country. There's no hope, there's no future, there's no this and that. You can easily just walk on the street and get knocked down by a car, and there's no like proper medical care for you. You could just lose your life, blah blah blah. Lots of comments like that, and like people were talking about why they were leaving, that I cannot be in this country again, blah blah blah. Then I decided that wow, this is the time for me, bro. This is the time. This is it. And just one of my friend at that point in time was thinking of immigrating as well. We spoke, we rubbed mind together, and we talked like, oh, it's getting crazy, we have to leave, we have more prospect. If we are working hard this much and we are smart, we are young, just imagine if we were in a better environment with more opportunities. Just imagine how well we are going to do. We are definitely going to do greater than what we are doing here, and the way it's going doesn't seem like it's going to get better. Do you think we should leave? Do you think we have? And I spoke to some of my friends. Some of them were like, do you know what you're saying? Like, abroad is not easy. Oh. If you decide to leave Nigeria like this, that means you're starting from the scratch. I'm like, I'm 24 now. I'd rather sacrifice 2 years of my life to make my entire life or my future get better than sacrificing 4 years of my life with a government that I'm not very certain of, and another, like, I don't know how long, I don't know who will be the next president. If like there are some policies that they will put in place that will not be in my favor, I started to think that I'd rather sacrifice 2 years of my life to get my shit together than sacrificing 4 years of my life when it's still going to be uncertain. Then I decided that that's it, guys. I started reading up on immigration experiences online. I saw people's stories, saw that some people that were even doing very, very better than me. Some people had like proper jobs, some people had proper businesses, some people were like fully established in Nigeria, but they were still deciding to leave the country. Then I saw a family of 6, a man and his 4 kids, that they also were talking about, like, it was talking about leaving the country. And I'm like, if this man with his family of 6 could decide that he wants to up and leave, start from the beginning, who am I? I'm just like very young. I don't have any much responsibilities right now. I can decide to like live in just a 1-bedroom apartment. I can decide to live with somebody. If I had family and kids, I would not be able to make that decision. At this point in time, I can still up and leave, but if I had a family, I can't just up and leave. It has to be a collective agreement between me and my partner. Then I decided, okay, so like some of these things were just adding up. Everything was just making more sense, and it was seeming like they were entirely, like they were jiving to make me leave. Then I decided to call the immigration consultant. I called them, I booked an appointment with them, we had a meeting. Everything they basically told me were things that I've read online, so I knew there's no point paying money to anybody to help me with this. I'll just figure it out on my own. Then I went back home, I started to read more. I decided to register for my IELTS test. I registered for the English test. I took the first test and my performance was good. IELTS, just remember, IELTS, you don't fail now. It's not a pass or fail test. You just need to get the minimum band that you are required for your immigration. That's it. So I took the English test, and my writing I had 6.5 instead of a 7, which I needed. I did a remark. I paid 40k. It came out in 3 weeks. Was it 40k or 46k? I think 46k. And the remark came out in 3 weeks, and it was, the results remained unchanged. So I decided that okay, so if the results remained unchanged, I have to register for this test again. Then while I registered for the test again, the company that I did the interview and test with, they decided to call me that, okay, we would like for you to come and resume with us. Can you start next month? I think the following month was about like the next Monday or so. I'm like, that no, I can't resume next month. Like, I'm in the process of some things right now and I'm unable to resume. Can they give me, like, I need to give 1 month notice where I currently am, and I can't just leave like that. So they allowed me to resume the coming month. I took the first English test and I didn't meet the score that I wanted. I spoke to my friend, which was my ex-boyfriend at that time. We spoke and he said, I wouldn't encourage you to like push further for this PR thing, because you probably not get the required points. If you see most people that have been, the draws of late has been very high and you only have a BSc degree, so you probably would not get an invitation to apply. So for me, it was telling me that it was trying to do student visa study permit, that if I should look into that as well. Then I realized, I started to read up online, and what could I do? Do I need to take another test? Do I need to take another professional certificate or something, just to make sure that I get the invitation, like I can boost my points, I can get the invitation to apply. Then I realized that, oh, I have a degree, that like that's my certification, AAT, which was recognized by West, and they would give me 1 year diploma certificate. Then I pulled up my certificate. I just studied after 2013. Since 2013 I pulled that shit out. I went to ICANN office and I had my transcript sent. I sent a copy of my certificate as well, and by that time I think my university was almost done with processing my transcript. Imagine, it took me 5 freaking months to get my ECA done. Like, ah, shit, Nigeria is fucked up. So eventually then I had my ECA done, everything was put together. My English test, the next one I did, I had the points I needed. Then I joined the pool. Everything, all my documents were ready around January 2019. My ECA was ready in January 2019. My English test, that's the second one that I took, the result came out November 14, 2018. So everything, all my documents, everything I needed was ready by around January 14, 2019. Okay, glory be to God, now this is the time to apply. Then my 2019 prayers was, my prayer points changed. In 2018 I just wanted like very little. I wasn't even thinking much. In 2019 all I wanted was to just get my permanent residency approved. Even as at my birthday in 2018 December, all I wanted was to just get my documents together and get my PR, like everything. That was like my dream at that point in time. It went from early January 2018 when I didn't have immigration plan to December 2018 when immigration plan was the only thing on my bucket list. Then I submitted my application in February 8th of 2019. Then everything went down, blah 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 blah, the entire immigration process. Then about, I think the second week in May or the first week in May, something happened with my dog pet. I actually got the dog pet in December of 2018, my birthday. I got a dog pet for myself. I had my baby Chloe. I'm going to insert a video of her here or here. I miss my dog so much. It was so amazing. So I went from having an international passport to having my dog eat my passport few days after my Canadian application was approved. It's crazy. So I submitted while I was waiting, like the first week in May, my dog pet was playing somehow. I think I took my passport to work to scan. Then my dog pet climbed on my bed to do the most that she knows how to do best. She ate my passport. Like, oh my god, I think I still have a picture of the passport somewhere. I'll try to see if I have it on my phone and insert it in this video. The passport was ruined. Obviously, like if your passport is damaged, you can't use it for anything. It's like no longer valid. When I saw it like this, I couldn't even just kill the dog. I was just in tears. I cried my lungs out. I cried that night. Then I had to go and apply for a new passport, do all of that Nigerian drama. It took a long ass time, you know how it is. So I started a new process to apply for a new passport, and everything was going on well. Then one night like that on May 16th, something amazing happened. It was the day after my mom's birthday. I woke up somehow in the middle of the night. I think I was hoping that I was going to pray that, oh God, remember my application and all those things that you do when you're like as a Nigerian, you pray in the middle of the night. Then I woke up to pray, but all of a sudden I found myself on Twitter. I was checking tweets, reading up online, laughing and everything. Then somehow I wanted to go back to bed, and I'm like, oh my god, I woke up to pray, but I didn't actually pray. Then I just decided to just check my email, just check my email, because we're always checking emails waiting for CIC mail or IRCC's mail. And I checked my email, and God, I can't forget the feeling that day. I'm like, I just saw an email It's prep and for visa. Oh my god, I was like, oh my god, ready for visa. I was so excited. Oh my god, the feeling is out of this world when you see that your application is approved. Oh my god, I was just crazy that day. I was so excited. I read the email. I called my friend, I called my brother, I told him, I told my mom, I told her that my application has been approved, I'm going to Canada eventually, blah blah blah. I was so excited. And one thing you guys should know is before I started the process, even when I was going to take my first English test, I did not mention to my parents because really I wasn't expecting financial support from them. They are not doing that great financially, so I knew the financial burden was on me, but I just didn't want to tell people such that they would start telling me, are you sure it's the right thing to do, are you sure you're ready for this? And I just left my parents out of the picture. I left my friends as well out of the picture. I only told one of my friends that was in line or in congruence with the same goal as I was. I didn't tell that much people because I didn't want people to actually tell me it's not possible, you would have to travel to a new country and start over again. And especially considering the fact that I was moving to a country I had no friends. I was coming to Canada without friends. I didn't have family. I didn't know nobody in Canada, and I still decided to come here. Oh my god, that's like immigration is not for the faint-hearted. Trust me, it's like a whole lot of things. When you start the application process, it's like pretty much easy. Everything you just think about is getting the application approved, but when you arrive, you realize that there is more to you submitting your application than getting your application approved. When you come to a country that you don't have friends, you don't have family, you don't know nobody, you are just on your own. How old am I? I'm just 24. To be going through all of this drama by myself, it's just too much for me. Then also I had to like struggle through some things, and eventually it made sense. At the end of the day, it's not like I'm not there yet, but I'm still trying to get my feet together in this country. But I'll still say so far it's been amazing. I made the best decision to move out of Nigeria, and like I mentioned, what actually pushed me out of the country, or what actually pushed me to make the decision to leave, is because I realized we were going to have another president, the same president that ruled us for the last 4 years, for the next 4 years, and there was no certainty that there was going to be any changes. I realized that my future was at stake. It's like in the hands of these people, it's in the hands of these guys. Whatever decision or policy they decide to make, it would impact my life tremendously, either good or bad. It's all in their hands. Then coming into Canada without friends, how did I even decide to move to Toronto? How did I decide to move to Ontario? So just before my application was approved, I've been reading up on different provinces, different opportunities, different job prospects that were available in each of the provinces. I decided that Ontario is the, like Toronto especially, is the busiest place for people that are in the financial industry. I decided that okay, so I think I'll just have to move to Toronto, and that was what inspired me to come to Ontario. I realized there were more job opportunities if you come down to this side than moving to other provinces with lesser population and cheaper opportunities. So most other provinces are cheaper, but there are less opportunities there, but down here is more expensive and you have more opportunities here. Then why did I decide to move to Mississauga as well? I just wanted somewhere that was close to the airport for me. Look at the way I was thinking. I was thinking that okay, if this place is closer to the airport, then my transit time from the airport to my Airbnb would be shorter, and that was just it. So I looked out for Airbnb that was in Mississauga, because I don't have family, I don't have friends, I don't know where I'm going to stay. The only option was to land in an Airbnb. Then right back home, I booked my flight after my application was approved. So I submitted my resignation, booked my flight. Then I decided to move to Mississauga. I looked for an Airbnb in Mississauga because it was closer to the airport, like I mentioned. I looked for the cheapest one in Mississauga and I booked that one. Then I came from the airport, took a taxi to the Airbnb because I don't have anybody to pick me up at the airport. So I stayed in my Airbnb for about a month. Then I had to look for a new place. I moved to Brampton. Like, some of these decisions weren't that I actually had informed information about what to do. I just like followed my gut. I just made the decision on my own. I hope this video inspires somebody out there, because coming to Canada without friends or family, is a whole lot. Trust me, it's a whole lot. It's a very, very big decision you have to make. And if you are someone like me, if you are single, you don't have friends or family as well, and you're thinking to immigrate to any country of your choice, be it Canada or anywhere else, and you are like feeling a little bit discouraged, or you are not sure about making that decision, I encourage you, I use myself as a story to you. Make that decision today. It's a good one. You would not regret it. Just make sure you do the right research, read up as much as you can, look for as much information as you can get, and try to just be positive. Keep that positivity and follow your guts at the end of the day, because there were times that I felt like I was confused. I didn't know if I was making the right decision. I wasn't sure. If I had friends, if I had people like that I could like ask that, okay, so what do you think about this, then it would have been a good one. But just knowing that you had to do all those things by yourself, and you had to like believe you were doing the right thing, that was just too much at some point. But if you are also in this process, or you are currently in this process like I am, or you are also an immigrant in a country and you don't have family and friends, I'm with you. I have friends now. I'm doing so good now. I have friends that I would actually really call my family. I'm doing so great now. But if you also want to embark on this kind of journey and you're really, really discouraged, I am here to encourage you and to send some love and light to you. Just go ahead and start it. It might be really demanding, might be challenging for you, but don't worry, you'll be fine at the end of the day. Right now I'm fine. I'm doing good, and I couldn't have made a better decision of where to move to than Canada. I'm so grateful to God for the opportunity. I'm grateful to the government for granting me my visa. I'm thankful for the residency. I'm thankful for everything. I'm thankful for people that put out their own experience on the internet that made me read up and I learned from them. I'm thankful to all the people that impacted in me in one way or the other. People that have responded to my question. That's the same reason why I'm making up this channel. That's the same reason why I made up this channel, to help people learn more about immigration and to expose them to information that they don't know. And I also hope and pray that your immigration dreams come true. If finances is your problem, or you are unable to financially take care of the finances, just try as much as you can to see if you can get help from your family and friends. Put those together and go ahead and start this journey. If you think you are unsure, you are thinking, you are still trying to see if you are making the right decision, I'll tell you to weigh your options. Lots of people that went ahead, or people that came to Canada, some of them had like amazing jobs compared to what they are doing right now. Some people had the option of just landing, doing soft landing, and they went back to their jobs in Nigeria. Some people also had businesses that they had to transfer to someone else. So if you decide to come to Canada, and just in case you don't want to quit your job just yet, you have the opportunity of soft landing and going back to your job and deciding on whenever you want to come. Just ensure that you come. What Canada needs is for you to stay in Canada for 3 years within 5 years period. That's the only way they would renew your permanent residency for you, and that's if you are not qualified for citizenship yet. But I would encourage you once again to I see myself as a learning experience for some people out there. If you can learn from my experience and make your own decision, I'm just out here to encourage you. If you need some encouragement, you can leave comments down below. I'll try to tell you how I went about mine. If you are feeling discouraged or you are not motivated to go ahead, just let me know what you feel. I will try to see as much as how I can help you. And yeah, that would be it for now. Let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like to know about how it has been so far in Canada. I would like to talk about my first depression experience, cause it's a roller coaster ride in this country as well. It's not easy here. So if you want to know about my first depression experience, let me know down below. That would be like it's like so personal, but I'm willing to share if you guys want to read or want to listen. I'm willing to share that story with you all as well. So yeah, that'll be it for this immigration story. I hope you guys learned something, and I'm sorry for being here and there and talking about this and jumping back to that. It's just because I didn't take notes, and the way the whole thing happened, it wasn't like in one piece. It's scattered all over the place. So that's the same way I talked about the story. If there's anything you'd like for me to shed more light on, let me know in the comment section. If you have any video ideas for me, let me know as well. I'm more than happy to consider them. that'll be all for my immigration story. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're in a new country, or you are just recently immigrated, or you are planning to immigrate, let me know exactly in the comment section, why are you deciding to leave that country or where you are right now? What inspired your immigration? I would like to read from you guys. Leave your comments down below. I'm more than happy to read from you all. That'll be it for this video, guys. If you enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are yet to subscribe, you know what to do. Please subscribe down below. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm so sorry for the long ass video, but there is like too much of story and too much of background details that I had to put forward. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Stay confident. Bye bye.